Hello everyone and welcome back to my playthrough for Digimon World 2003, and the very next area that I'm going to be going to is the Ice Dungeon, and that is literally the least worrying place that I will be going to out of all of the things that are on the horizon. The Ice Dungeon is literally like the thing that I'm least worried about. I shouldn't have any problem with the random Digimon, and I shouldn't have much of a problem with the Ice Witch, because Gigafire is like an Ice Digimon's nemesis. But I can't say that I'm going to be too complacent, because, well, the areas to follow are going to be an awful lot tougher. Not to mention that this in itself should by no means be a cakewalk, because you have to take into consideration the added restrictions that I'm going by, which I have been going by, and they're going to cause a much bigger problem in the Fire Dungeon and the Dark Dungeon. But let's just see how I do here. Okay, well, I'm happy with a Frigimon. My biggest worry was being confronted by a Vikemon. That may well happen, but at least that the initial Digimon isn't much of a threat. That being said, if he attacks twice, then that would be the end of me unless I evade one. Okay, well there goes that worry. And this would be speed up number 3. Okay, so let's bring our HP back to the maximum, and then I'm probably ready to start attacking. I'm going twice in a row, which is nice. And I want it to be, even if I evaded that attack, I probably would have healed regardless, because the Digimon to follow could be a much more powerful one. It could be Vikemon. And speed up is mandatory. Well, it's not mandatory, but it is helpful, because even being against Ice Digimon and having Gigafire, they're still going to have far superior stats. And here's a battle where Fire is not going to be serving me. I need to be wary of how much MP I'm using as well. Well, Black Dart's probably the next best idea. Okay, you can say that again. It took him out in one. And I can't say I'm too worried about Mammothmon. Let's maintain my speed though, and then the plan will be to try and finish him with Gigafire. So I could have continued into the fire dungeon to make Numamon, really? To make further progress, but with the MP that I've got, I really need to be resting. Wasteful perhaps, but I'm doing another Dig of Fire because I think one trait that Numamon have is that they give experience and bits very generously. 344. I am up to level 55. Yeah, once you with the ice dungeon, it does have a puzzle element to it, because you can't like walk on the ice, you just slip from one like side to the next, and you know there's different paths, and there's those like things that you step on. I stepped on one and it sent me to the ice switch, and that's the only one that does. All the others just send you back to the start of the ice dungeon. The one that takes you to the ice switch, it's the same one every time, so it shouldn't be too hard me making it through the ice dungeon, because I know what path to take, and the ice switch has been defeated, and so I can now pretty much just go straight into the fire dungeon. I'm not gonna get much joy against Miramon. I can now go straight to the fire dungeon. I could have, after beating the ice switch, I could have gone to the fire dungeon, but I really need to rest to recover my MP. And I'm not having much joy here. Well, I'm gonna have to do Mega Heal before anything. Yeah, recover MP. And every time I enter the Kaloon mine, I should probably save. Okay, I've run at last. Yeah, I didn't want to be going into the fire dungeon with my MP as low as it was, because I would have been defeated. I need to be... I need to, you know, fight with as much strength as possible. And every time I beat one of the knights, it's going to be a case of leaving, coming here, resting, and then going back. So I made it past the ice dungeon. I returned to the inn, and so I've rest, and now I'm gonna try my luck against the fire knight, and if I can make it past him, then I will then leave again, return to the inn, rest, and then try the dark dungeon, and if I can see if I can make it past the Dark Knight. What worries me, it's not just the battles, but it's also like the puzzles, because the fire dungeon is my least favourite one, because I don't know if there's any like pattern to it, but when I go in there, there's like the fire traps which cause my HP to go down to 1, and when that happens, I then have to pretty much immediately go to my techniques and use Mega Heal. Otherwise, if I, get caught in a battle with 1 HP, I'm going to be 1 hit from death. And the more times it happens, the more times I have to heal, and the more times I have to heal, the less the less HP I'm gonna have. And not only do I think that the fire dungeon is the worst when it comes to the traps and the puzzles, but the Fire Knight is the opponent I do anticipate the most problems with. I'm pretty much just putting all my confidence into Black Dart. That's really the only technique that could possibly do at least a bit of damage. It's not gonna be easy, but I knew that when committing myself to this playthrough. I knew what I was getting myself into. I could really do without these battles. Is that him defeated? It is. I suppose one well, not really an advantage, but more like a consolation. I suppose one consolation that I do have is that at least from fighting with Black War Greymon, I'm going to be fighting with a fiery Digimon, so while fire is going to be weak against them, fire is also going to be weak against me. So at least there's, a small consolation in that. Well, here goes fun. I'm pretty much going to be running away from every battle, and every time I get trapped in the fire, I'm just going to have to heal. What worries me is having seen Skull Mirrormon. Oh dear. Having seen Skull Mirrormon, I have a feeling he might be part dark. And if the Fire Knight is going to be... If there are Digimon who are like partly dark and the Fire Knight's going to be fighting with them, then that even puts Black Dart, out of the question. I know there's Terra Destroyer, but with the stats that I've got, I can't imagine it doing much more than a few hundred, and certainly I don't think it's going to be worth the MP consumption. Let me just want to go to status. I just want to try and familiarised myself with everything. See, Imperialdramon only has Mega Heal. Pyaldramon, well, he has a weak metal attack, a weak ice attack, a half decent wind attack, Desperado Blaster. So I'm just wondering if Black Wargreymon is the right Digimon to be fighting with. Wonder how the stats compare. Wow, speed, there's not a huge difference. Defense, there's not a huge difference. Yeah. I'm gonna try Black Wargreymon and just see how I do. Now, my HP is recovered, yes it is. And hopefully that's the last time I get trapped. Healing every time might not be the most efficient thing in the world, but well, if I don't heal when I get into a battle, it's game over, isn't it? And this is one Numamon I am going to be no match for. Both battles against Skullmiramon I managed to run away immediately. Couldn't run there. And now I start to get a bit worried. If I try and run and he attacks twice, it's game over. I need to heal. Okay, I finally managed to get away. I haven't even made it up to him yet, and my MP's really taken a knock in here. Can we please just say no more battles? Good. Now, I'm going to be starting with Black Wargreymon. If it goes terribly, then it might be worth seeing what Pyaldramon can do. But certainly, while I'm just, getting my speed up and everything, I'm not going to be attacking, I'm going to be doing defensive moves. And with that in mind, Black Wargreymon is the best option because he's going to be able to tolerate their attacks more so than any other Digimon that I have. Three speed ups should balance our speeds at the very least. So let's see what Black Dart does. Okay, that was very good. Although I sense that was probably a critical hit. Flame Lance is probably weaker than his usual attack. Yes. Glad he didn't evade that. I'm gonna do another speed up. It may boost my speed further, but it's gonna maintain it, that's the important thing. And I'm just worried, because this guy looks like he is part, like, dark. So, black dark would be weak as well. Now, if that was a critical hit, then that was just awful. Okay, well that's actually not too bad. I might be able to finish him off with a regular attack, but I'm a little more nervous about this one. I see. All the Digimon he has are to do with Miramon. Well, in that case, it's pretty awful that I couldn't remember that. It's just Miramon, Skull Miramon, and Blue Miramon. I really should have remembered that. It's pretty easy to remember Miramon and then the other, like, types of Miramon. Right, let's do another speed up. Well, at least I'm faster than him. And this might be the toughest battle out of them all. My MP falls below 1,000, and I have to make it back to the inn. And those fire traps are gonna force me to heal using more MP. Okay, I want to just get this over with as quickly as possible. Hopefully I don't need to speed up, hopefully I don't need to heal. I just want to try and finish him. My blasted gorge is getting there. It's not far off halfway, I'd say. That's a handy, like, way to recover HP, but I don't know if that's gonna save me or help me. Dark Dungeon is indeed up ahead, but I am in no fit state. And I'm really biting onto my nails here. Okay, well, I actually made it back without getting trapped once. I wonder if that's because I got trapped earlier and maybe each individual, like, spot can only trap you once, and that's how I managed to make it back, no problem. It's really tricky because it's like, in principle, running away is the most sensible thing to do, but then if I don't have much joy then I'm going to have to heal, and that's going to consume MP, and, you know, for some fights it might work out more efficient to just simply, you know, win the battle, even if it is going to cost MP, you know, to use Gigafire or whatever. Certainly if they're going to be vulnerable to it. But now that I've moved away from the ice opposition, I really think I need to be running. I need to be using my feet. I need to put my pride aside and just do the sensible thing and just get out of the situation. Well, this is probably the best case scenario, because he's probably the easiest to run away from. Triceramon is a slow Digimon, and although I'm not going to do very well against him, running away should go very smoothly, and certainly in that case it did. And I feel more at ease now that I'm only going to be faced with Ice Digimon. Because it's not so much going to be a case of preserving MP for survival, aka Mega Heal. It's more like just mount them, just burn them alive. I'd like to believe that I can finish it off this way. Good. So my HP and MP are fully sorted, so I want to go back to the Kowloon mine, and again I will want to be saving, but not in the inn with the Gardromon there, but in the mine with the Gardromon there, because he's much closer to the dungeons. And the nearer I save, the more comfortable I'm going to be feeling. Right, I think I'm going to pause, and I think I need to end this part. I don't think I like to keep parts to about half an hour, and I've only got about another minute or so, and I'm not gonna make it in that time. So that would be the end of this part. I've managed to effectively do 2/3 of the dungeons, and there's only the Dark Dungeon and the Dark Night left to do. So thank you everyone for watching, hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you in the next part.